You know, a lot of people would ask, why spend $7 million on a site in Bowling Green, Kentucky? Well, I'm gonna tell you, like, if you just sit on your ass all day long and just be okay with the status quo, that's all you're ever gonna be, is the status quo. You know, Jeff doesn't believe in that. Jeff believes that, you know, nothing's ever good enough. Why put off tomorrow what you can do today? And that's been the attitude that we've brought into this business, and that's been the attitude we've brought into this construction site. Like, yeah, hey, we got 4 car washes, they're doing great. Let's build 5, let's leverage it, let's go, let's move, you know. And that's what sets Jeff off from everybody else. You know, he is not happy with what he's got right now. He's not happy with what he's got tomorrow. He's looking 6, 8 months into the future. He's looking a year. He wants to know, what's it gonna be like there? Where are we going next? So, I mean, if you're happy just sitting on your ass and being okay with what you got, then, you know, that's not what we are. That's not how we work, and that's not what this business is, because you're gonna get gobbled up by those big PE firms, you know, and they're just gonna come in and they're gonna sweep away, and you're either selling to them or you're getting, you know, next thing you know, you're putting a foreclosure sign up, and that's not here. You know, we're gonna take over Bowling Green. We're gonna show everybody, hey, when you roll into here, you're messing with Cheetah Clean. You know, and when you mess with Cheetah Clean, you better bring it, because if you don't, I'm gonna put you down.
Yeah, so we're going to the construction site. This site has been in the works for a while. Grew up in the traditional full service business, always longed to get back into it. Went to Europe and took a tour of their car washes over there. We visited a dozen washes, Amsterdam, Germany, France, Switzerland. And what I learned over there is the magnitude of the washes were much bigger than they are here in the States. So again, it opened the horizon as far as what's possible. If you build it, they will come. The interior cleaning option over there is huge, where in the States it's somewhat dying off. And I don't really know why that is, if there's different labor issues or not, but it reiterated to me that the interior cleaning service is an option that we're neglecting here in the States. So that was one reason. I came back from that trip, I started looking for real estate to do that. I didn't have the capital to do it because it's a very large scale development. It sits on 2.5 acres. So you've got to find a tract that's $1 million plus, then finding that tract in an area that is supported by retail in a retail sector is very challenging. So I found the location this last year. Well, I sold the two washes the year before, so that gave us the capital to build this wash. And really what this wash does is it solidifies our hold, Cheetah Clean's hold in the Bowling Green market. I think the Bowling Green market has 3 retail sectors that you want to service. So this will give us the 3rd sector. It'll hit the south side of the county, which has the most growth, the best schools, so on and so forth. So, and the other caveat is it has an interior cleaning option. Currently, we don't do interior cleaning. There are 2 full-service car washes here in Bowling Green that there's just a certain segment of the population that they choose to have the interior service performed for them versus do it themselves. So we're really excited to be able to serve those customers now. Once we complete this project, we'll have a whole nother sector of business that we currently don't have. How do I pick a site to construct on? What I would recommend to most people, is get in the market first. I think, once you get a wash in a market, then you can build your strategy around that, especially if you can get one for below market value. A lot of people are looking for deals out there. First is, get a wash and then build a strategy around that. What sector is that in? Look at traffic patterns. Look at the big people in the space. Like Kroger's is a great identifier for us. They do an excellent job on demographic studies, and they study population trends and traffic counts. Being on the going home side is important. Population density is important. The traffic speed, the speed of the traffic, you don't want them going too fast. You don't want to build a site on a commuter highway. You want to be in a retail area where people are in and out, going to convenience stores, going to grocery stores, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, whatever. If you follow those folks around, you can generally do pretty well. The problem that we're running into these days is once you find those developments, they're already spoken for. So like the site we went and looked at yesterday, that's what I would consider when you go look at it. The road's not developed yet. It's a 2-lane, 3-lane road at best. But in the future, in the next 5 years, it will be a 6-lane road. So if you really want to get out there and get in front of the development, it's not a bad idea either, because a lot of this stuff is already spoken for.
If you have a terrible location in a brand new building, it's still not going to do very well. So you have to have a good location first and foremost. Second, you want to look at the rooftops in the area, see how close they are, how much you have, what the population density is, the median income, median disposable income. These are types of things we look at. And then we look at, what's the competition in the area? Are there services that we could offer that nobody else is offering? With this site, it's going to be very unique in the sense that nobody's going to have what we have here within several hundred miles. So we're going to have a very unique setup, and we're going to be able to get these cars in and out of here in 10 to 12 minutes, including the wash and the interior. That's just unheard of with full service. Full service is typically 20 to 30 minutes, even 45 some places. But so to be in and out of here in 10, 12 minutes is pretty amazing.
we feel like our operations are one of the reasons that we are so successful. We capture close to 3% of our traffic count, which industry standards about 1%, 1.5%, maybe 2%. We're on a lot of low traffic count streets. I think 18, 15, even 10,000 cars per day, and those stores are $1 million plus in revenue, which is, I think, we per capita, per traffic count, I think we probably are one of the highest performing car washes there is. And we relate that back to our service that we offer. We really clean the car really well. We also staff the wash very robust, in a robust manner. We'll have 3 attendants, where some car washes will have 1 or maybe 2 attendants. And what we found is that since the membership model has came about, the expectation from the customer is greater, and also the management of the plan, the unlimited plan. If somebody comes in and has an issue and you only have 1 attendant there, it's very difficult for a person to manage the unlimited clubs and then also wash other vehicles. That's why you need a minimum of 2 people there at all times. But we like to say we'll put 3 there because we're cleaning the car to a higher level, and our price reflects that.
So what are some things that new car wash, or mistakes that car washes make, what they can do to correct them? One of the biggest mistakes car wash guys do when they're building is they don't realize the expense involved. And as they get into the project, they realize they're running out of funds. So the first thing they do is start cutting expenses. Either cheaper equipment, less equipment, not the right equipment, substandard construction work is done, even to the point of substandard hiring practices. Not realizing that the overall budget is going to be several $1 million. Some people think this is a cheap and simple business to get in. You can get in for a couple $100,000. That's not the case. Most modern car washes are between $3 and $7 million total, all in for a build. And you've got to have then roughly 6 months of operating capital, and a facility similar to this is going to run you an operating $100,000 a month in operating expenses. So you need to have that set aside as well, so you can make it while you build the volume and build the loyalty and build the brand. The fortunate thing for us is we have multiple locations already, so our branding's already built in. But to someone coming into this industry, you want to have something unique, something different, whether that's how your building looks, services you offer, maybe specialized tunnel equipment, something that's going to draw the customer's attention. And you have got to, when you open one of these sites, you've got to do a free wash program. Just get people in the door to try you. Do a big discount on your memberships to get people to try it. The reality is, if you don't get people coming to the site, you're never going to be successful. So in the first 60 days, you want to drive as many people to your doors as humanly possible, through whatever, giveaways, raffles, discounts, whatever. I mean, even sign holders, the guys that hold those pizza signs on the corner, get a couple of those guys out. Get TV crews, camera crews, whatever it takes to get people to know you're there.
In the early 70s, we would gather and draw out a building design on a napkin, if you would, or a sheet of paper with dimensions, and go get a permit to build and build the thing. Now it's totally different. You have to have drawings that are submitted to planning and zoning. They look at them. You have landscaping plans that got to be done. Plumbing's got to go to the state. Yeah, electrical, all of it gets looked at now. Well, even back then, plumbing had to go to the state, but the electrical and the other things were not that big an issue. The first wash I built here for myself back in '88, we didn't have architectural drawings. I just had a drawing on a sheet of paper, and we just kind of worked it out as far as where the windows are going and the doors are going as we're coming up with the foundation and the block. Today it's a whole nother deal, and it takes time. That's probably the biggest delay, is getting all the plans approved through all the departments in the state and the city so that you even start construction. So it's become a real challenge in today's world to meet all their demands as far as the construction process.
We're going to call this one the Super Cheetah. It is a 140-foot belt for a standard express wash, and then a 140-foot detail interior belt. It's probably only one of a dozen in the country like it. You know, when Jeff brought me on, he said, you know, you have experience building car washes. You know, I want you to come and be the project manager on my wash. I said, okay, you know. And then I got here and I saw the sheer size of it, and I was like, yeah, this is challenge accepted. So, you know, it's, like I said, one of only a dozen in the country. You know, you come through, you got your standard, you know, belt-driven wash, 140 foot with all the bells and whistles. And then you have the option, once you get out on the other side, to turn into our detail area to where you can have it vacuumed, windows done, dried off. And while you're sitting there waiting in a plush waiting room with a coffee bar, and you know, you're watching your car come down and get beautiful as it gets closer. So, you know, it's really different. It transforms and takes you back to a time of when full service was really popping, you know, and that's what we're trying to do here at Cheetah Wash. We're trying to say, hey, look, you know, we're not your average car wash. We're not, you know, that little place that you go up the street and pay $5 for. You know, what you get here is you get full, you know, full service or an express, but you get the experience, you get the customer service, you get, you know, the smiles, the hellos. You know, we treat you like family here. You know, with choosing this site and building this site here in Bowling Green as our Super Cheetah, you know, we really decided that, you know, this is going to invest in our brand, this is going to invest in our company. We're really going to help us build that solid foundation to take us to the next level, to really have people look at us and not just be that car wash in Bowling Green, but be that car wash everybody talks about in Bowling Green. And it sets that stage for us to, you know, expand, you know, become the next big thing in car washing. And, you know, the way we're going to incorporate, you know, incentives for our current customers and our new customers, you know, this is going to set it off and really give the meat on the bone for what we're trying to do as a company. So we've met a few challenges and struggles with the building of the new site. You know, we've had some weather issues. We've had some, you know, manpower issues. We can't find people, you know, laborers, masons. So it's really set us back a little bit, but we're fighting, we're overcoming. You know, bringing me on as the project manager here and the experience, you know, my father was in construction most of my life until he retired, and I really have a feel for how the construction business works. So able to speak to the guys, build those relationships, and also, you know, be that hammer, be the heavy on people when I have to be, but do it in such a manner where, you know, they like it. You know, they don't even realize I'm being the heavy. So, you know, I bring that level, and then on top of that, you know, my marketing background, my sales background. You know, Jeff says I have the ability to bullshit real good, so that always helps. But you know, we're going to apply all my experience, all Jeff's, all Jeremy. We're going to get together and, you know, form the dream team. You know, we're the new dream team here in Car Wash, and you know, we could take it to the next level because the sky's the limit. When you put 3 minds like this under one roof, you know, you got to watch, because you're going to end up blowing the roof right off. So, you know, let's just see what's left to come, and you know, once we get this open and we get this rolling, I can't wait to see where we go.
If you buy a Maserati, you don't want to necessarily drop a Chevy engine in it, okay? So the reality is, we want to have the absolute best of the best that we can have. We want to give the customers an experience that nobody else can give them. And for us, that means putting in these belts, which are not as common, because that's where the technology is going. That's where this business is going. We want to be on the cutting edge. We want to be on the leading edge. A lot of people in this industry tend to be cookie cutter, and they'll just grab an equipment package from a manufacturer and just say, we'll just throw that in, not realizing, you know, how to clean a car properly, what it takes to clean a car properly. We actually designed our own layout for these tunnels and how we want the equipment to set to give the cleanliness that we expect, as opposed to what an engineer just says, this should work. We're using top of the line chemicals, which I can't stress enough. You know, people talk about expenses in this industry, and chemicals is one of them. It's one you shouldn't skimp on. You want clean, shiny, dry, and you want that car to pop and sparkle when it pulls out. So you're going to want to use the best stuff on the market. It may cost you a few pennies more per application, but in the end, customers are going to notice the difference. And for us, we want to be known as the premium brand, a premium car wash. So for us to do that, we have to have premium equipment, premium chemicals, and premium construction.
So this site here is going to be worth $10 million once we get completed with it. Between the equity and the debt, we're going to have, you know, around $7 million in it. So, you know, there's quite a bit of profit there as far as the resale value. The car washes today are being valued at 10 to 15 times EBITDA, which, you know, most of these car washes that we have, you know, are anywhere from $5 to $10 million in value. This site here, you know, on a 15-time multiplier will be north of 10 million. So this site really helps us as far as our approach to this marketplace, because we're bringing the most state-of-the-art car wash, the longest car wash tunnel in the area. That means we're able to wash a car faster. We're able to get it drier. You know, we're able to process more cars. We also have the interior cleaning portion, which is going to serve a certain segment of the population that we are working on some marketing initiatives. So what we're thinking is we have the hub and spoke paradigm. So this would be the hub site, and then we'll have satellite sites around it that are just express exterior. And so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a marketing platform that rewards our customers, and we incentivize them with the interior cleaning service. So they may frequent a car wash that's 10 minutes from here, but say, you know, once in a month or once every 3 months or half a year, every 6 months, whatever, they're going to drive over here and they're going to let us perform the interior service for them. That's going to really help us dominate the marketplace. We're going to be the car wash of choice because there's no other car wash chain that's doing that in this area. So whenever you're trying to dominate the marketplace, the number one thing you need to do is look at what your competition is doing and try to surpass what they offer as far as from a value proposition. You want to focus on more customer service, give more quality product. You know, strive to find the differentiator that's going to separate you in the marketplace. And once you do that, you know, you may have to adjust your price to, you know, afford to do that. What I've found recently is that we're going into more of a service sector or a service economy where people are willing to pay more for a product if it's better. So that's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing, is we've been providing a better service, a better product. We've adjusted our price accordingly, and people are supporting the new price. So with this site here, this is in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We have 2 other sites here. This site here helps us serve the south side of the county, which is going to encapsulate the entire market. We've captured every retail sector in this market, total domination of Bowling Green, Kentucky. This car wash, like I said, is going to be a $10 million facility. There's not another one in the state of Kentucky that's this big. There's only about a dozen of them in the country. So we're bringing, you know, the most high-tech, the most advanced car wash to this area. So why would I invest so much money into a car wash? You know, that's a great question. You know, when I went to the car wash show in Europe, you know, I saw these car washes that were just huge, you know, and the rumors were that they were, you know, 30 million euro facilities, you know, 20,000 square feet, you know, 4 acres, 50 vacuums, you know, 2 interior cleaning belts, 2 car wash tunnels. And, you know, I just started looking at the car wash industry from a different perspective, you know, as far as if you build it, will they come type of mentality. And we had some experience with the car wash that we purchased that was of that scale, was of a grand scale. And we were amazed with the the dollar ticket per car and the volume that this magnificent site brought in. So it goes to show that if you look at the industry and you study what's going on, that these people that are building these $20, $30 million facilities, they're smart. They're smart people. They're business people. So there's something to it. So that's what, you know, we studied it, we looked at it. We look at it from, you know, how do we dominate the marketplace? This is how we do it. We built a $10 million facility. This thing can wash a couple 100,000 cars a year. You know, with a $20 ticket average, you know, we're talking about some serious money.